welcome to Ditaba Tafoleng. This is episode 2, Winter Warmers. I'm Chef Thari and this is
Chefs Zen.
Yeah, and we're going to be showing you how to make pork and beans this episode.
So for this episode, winter stuff, we just want it to be really hearty, really comforting. So I'm going to use a mix of beans, being black beans, mung beans, and bambino nuts.
Bambada nuts.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cool. And then I'm using sweet pepper, some onion, and a bunch of spices to flavor: cumin, coriander, paprika, chili powder. I've got some rosemary going. I'm gonna put a bit of fresh chilli in there, and then we're gonna add garlic, obviously, for that. What's a meal? Oh, and I'm gonna throw in a bay leaf, because I mean, why the hell not? Okay, cool. So while I do that, T's gonna start working on her.
I'm going to be making a sourdough dumpling. So I just thought, let's do something a bit different, you know? So yeah, I've just got my sourdough starter going on here. I'm gonna put some rosemary into it. And whilst Chefs Zen prepares her veggies, I'm going to be doing this on the side. So I'm going to be starting with my dough over here. So in this bowl, I've got my starter going. And I'm just going to grow my yeast. So I've got some warm water and some sugar here. Just going to sprinkle my yeast over it. And just give it a bit of a stir. And I'm just going to let that sit and allow that to rise.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna prep mostly my sweet peppers and my onion. I don't think that I have anything else, and Chef Tara has been so kind that she's gonna prep the garlic for me just to give me a bit of a break.
So how was your experience growing up with food?
Girl, we ate in our family. We eat. Like, I grew up in a family of foodies. Like, I tell people this all the time. Like, yo, my family can eat. Like, we travel to eat, we live to eat, we eat to eat. Like, it's just all about food. And just like having a dad that said to me from an early age, like, try everything once before you say no, and before you make a decision. But I was shy in the end, and that truly opened my eyes up to like a lot of food.
So to start off, you're going to heat up a pot and add some oil and brown the smoked knuckle in this hot pot. Once the knuckle is nicely browned, you remove it and set it aside. After that, in the same oil that you browned your meat in, add your onions, your sweet pepper, your garlic, and brown it lightly. We're now going to add our yeast and water mix and knead that for 10 minutes. Once this is done, place your dough in a bowl, coat it in oil, and prove for an hour. For more details on how to make the sourdough, please check the description below for the method.
That's when I realized that y'all can go out to restaurants and like eating the same thing, but what y'all eat at home is not the same at all.
Completely different.
It's very, very interesting. And your side?
Oh no, my side, my parents never took no from us. So they used to feed us everything. Even if we didn't like it, they used to force feed us. But yeah, luckily my mom knew how to cook, so that really helped. I feel like some people don't enjoy certain things is because their parents don't know how to cook it, you know. And can definitely spoil a taste if you don't know how to cook something right. So growing up, my mom always used to make sure that we just cook things properly. She'll show us from start to finish on how to cook an egg right. You know, she won't just leave us to our own devices and be like, but like on, you know, it's like you do it right or you don't. So just with her experience and also my parents as well, they travel a lot. We used to buy a lot of spices, go to different restaurants, Asian restaurants, Italian restaurants, Indian restaurants, everything we used to go.
That truly opened my eyes up to like a lot of food because we get such a cultural experience in such a good way to actually also get a look into people's cultures, like just the flavors, what's authentic to them, what's authentic in that area, and just like from culture to culture, people have very different cooking styles and techniques, and that's also interesting because there's history in that.
Once you have nicely browned your mix, lower your heat and add your spices to bloom them and enhance the flavors.
They helped us grow our palates and make us become interested in food.
Yeah.
And also, like you were saying, going to your friends' places. I mean, just also the fact that some people just don't know how to cook, and that's why they don't enjoy food.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really important to know to know what you're doing and try and improve on that. And the curiosity that my mom brought into us, knowing how to prepare everything, really helped me and made me become more interested in the culinary industry. Yeah.
Once we have mixed through the stock, tomatoes, sugar, and your base, we're going to then add the beans, which you've drained the water out of, and the pork knuckle. We're going to top that with the stock to cover and then allow it to simmer on a low heat for about 4 hours. Once your pork knuckle is nice and tender, your beans are fully cooked, and the meat is starting to fall off the bone, you can then lift the lid off the pot and allow your bean and tomato mixture to reduce so that it can be nice and thick and hearty. There you have it. This was our second episode, which is our winter warmer dish, being the old-fashioned pork and beans, which we sit down with a Savannah and apple cocktail. Please make sure to check out our drinks recipe playlist for details on how to make this delicious spiced Savannah and apple cocktail. Leave a comment and let us know what you think of this episode and the recipes that we shared. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. See you next week.